So today we have a little bit something interesting, just standard 1/4 inch. That's very easy, very good clean cut. Then it gets a little bit harder. Here we have some 12 gauge and that has a gnarly burr. And I am not sure that that can be just removed with a DM1100C with a cross belt machine. There we would require a little bit better cut. And then we have this material, which has an interesting surface coating. And the question is, burr is very minimum. Here the question is, will we be able to take that burr off without losing the integrity of the surface coating? We are going to start very simple with the 1/4 inch. I don't have anybody for the camera here today, so I am going to do that single-handedly. 1/4 inch. We're gonna give it a little bit more on the downside in order to remove dross here because the material is thicker. We can afford to do that. We turn the belts on and we are going to go about 3 feet a minute for the 1/4 inch. On it goes. You notice how we have the open corner here so that the cross belt can reach into that. That's what you want to do. Every other contour is pretty much at an angle, which will give you the best result. And we could even slow that down a little bit more. That would be okay too. To give it maximum time underneath the belt. That's your radius. That's your burr. Okay. Very nice part. Everybody should be pleased with this, including the inside contour. See that we are hitting it hard by how much on the mill scale we have removed here. Normally we wouldn't do that, but the part temperature is still very, very reasonable. I'm gonna grab this and we're gonna bring it around front. And this is the non-burr side. So for the non-burr side, you can go a little bit quicker, maybe 3.5 feet. You may have been able to hear this on the video when the brush is set in. You can clearly hear, it's very audible, that you have the brushes engaged with the part as it goes through. Now when we are going quicker, we are removing a little bit less, but we still have an excellent radius on the part. So this is a nice cleanable edge all around, and that will be all you need for your part. I'm going to stop the video here right now so that I can unload this. So now, as for the 12 gauge part, I'm going to turn the machine back on again. And we are going to bring the thickness up to 2.5. And then we hear when the blocks engage with the conveyor belt. Pretty much here we are solidly engaged. But we have another 1.5 millimeters to go. So what we'll do is we'll bring this a millimeter and a half up so that when we go to 2.5, we are not more engaged than we were before. So, and now we're going to run this, but like I say, we may not be able to remove all the dross on this, and we are going to go super slow. Of course, when you run a single part, kind of a little bit, things take a long time, and then in a way it does, but you could, of this part, you could put 1, 2, 3 parts side by side, and then as you're running at about 2 feet a minute, you would run approximately 3 parts per minute, which makes it 180 parts per hour, even at those speed rates. And then the last part that we're going to run is this coated material with the 16 gauge. There we are going to go, of course, a lot lighter because we do not want to, we don't have too much dross on that part, and we do not want to remove the surface water. So at least we will remove a little bit of it. We will make it dull, but we should not lose the intensity. So here we see we have a little bit where we were parallel to the cut. We have a little bit of it left. All the rest of it is good. I think if I had given that part a slightly different orientation where this has been parallel to the belt, if I had turned it more sideways, we probably would have removed that. And I will actually do that in the second pass. But here, even on the small hole, you can see that we have some of it remaining. So I may not do that just so that everybody can see what is actually moving. But on a lot of the other contours we have removed it, on some of them we have not. The non-Burr side, again, we can run significantly faster because there's obviously nothing to remove. To reliably remove the dross on a cart like this, of course, what you can always do, very simple, is you can go to, and excuse the mess, you can go to our DC machine, which has a combination of a wide belt and then the cross belt, so that we can remove the dross and then round the edges. Okay, so now we come to this part. So this again is the Burr side, so that we have that clear. There is some Burr, but not all that much. And I'm going to keep it at the 4 feet a minute. This one is processing a little bit faster again because I don't want to remove too much of the surface, which in this machine is almost impossible to do anyway. Remove the dross because this is like surface, and again, especially for this application, what we don't want is to remove that surface. So, and then we do the same thing from the other side. with that, that concludes our test for these 3 parts. Thank you very much for picking them out for us. Really appreciate it. Like I say, we're maybe to have a little bit of a discussion about the application. I think overall, what we got so far, like I say, maybe a combination between better. Doesn't mean that you always have to run the white belt sander while you run the dross. You can also just run the white belt or just run the dross. Not a problem. Thank you very much, and we'll take it from